Men of Reddit, what myth about men is 100% untrue and infuriates you when you hear it? r/Reddit, that we can never not be in the mood, and if we are we must be sick or cheating. I had an ex who pushed for S while I had a tube coming out of my back to drain my kidney and was on opiates that make it nearly impossible for me to finish. She got hers though. Did you kill her? Who are you? FBI? CIA? NSA? Told you guys to leave me alone. Sir, I'm just the mailman. r/Reddit, I'm in a lot of girl groups on Facebook, and you'll get some posts from women saying that their boyfriend doesn't want as much as she does. You will literally get hundreds of comments saying that he's either gay, cheating, or doesn't love her or doesn't find her attractive anymore. Even when the poster would say that he's on antidepressants or that he's gained or lost a load of weight, everyone tells her to leave him because he's not a real man. I've gotten into a lot of arguments with other women when I tell them not all men are as mad. Just throw in a "you're not entitled to his body" and watch the flames of their double standards and sexism ignite like a bomb. Lol. It's crazy how people will fight so hard against things that hurt them and then perpetuate those same harms against others without thinking about it. It's so easy to excuse our actions and be outraged at others for doing the same. I briefly had a thing with a girl who went off on me when one night I told her I would come hang out but wasn't in a mood. Like called me all sorts of she and told me to F off. She eventually apologized sometime down the road and acknowledged that she was out of line, but damn. I had this happen to me too. This woman I was seeing for 2 weeks wanted me to come over. I told her I was tired, eating barbecue and cake, and that I didn't want to go out that night. I get a barrage of text messages including "this is why all your past relationships failed." On the plus side, now I can blame my dating problems on cake instead of my terrible personality. r/Reddit, erections mean we want S. Even as adults, they can still be random. Or lack of erection meaning we don't. There's nothing more demoralizing than that. And then you start to worry that it will happen, and then you seem to feel it happening, so you worry even more, and then it actually starts going down. Now you can't think of anything else and you are willing it to go up, and the night is ruined. You're cheating on me, aren't you? Yeah, nothing makes me harder than knowing I'll be accused of cheating if I can't pop a boner on command. No pressure. r/Reddit, that if we like children but don't have children of our own we're automatically given at the very least a little grilling, if not straight out asked if we're a pedophile. I like dogs too, for pretty similar reasons. Nobody ever asks me if I'm a dog effer. Are you a dog effer? Well, thank you for asking. No, I'm not. Well, at least not anymore. Surprisingly bitey. Wrong hole? They aren't supposed to have teeth back there. Cat dog is always a flip of the coin. r/Reddit, men can't multitask. Every time I hear that I have to stop what I am doing so I can get angry. Edit. Thank you to all who upvoted, and thank you even more to the kind souls who thought this worthy of the gold and silver. Lamau, but actually no one's really a good multitasker, we all just think we are. Mythbusters tested it, I think. Edit. Thank you. Now this is my best post, with "I am the best" you come to in second. r/Reddit, that we miss signs that women give them because they are stupid. We see them, but we don't want to be creepy/jump to conclusions. Edit, or we are not interested. This 1000x over. I used to pick up on signals and not act on them for 2 reasons. 1. Low self-esteem. 2. I was terrified of taking something the wrong way and getting trapped in a situation where the girl would actually not have been flirting. There's any number of bad outcomes if a girl does something you think is flirting. For one, obviously, she could call you a creep for coming on too strong since you already thought she liked you. For another, maybe you just don't want that one last blow dealt to your self-confidence. It's a tricky situation. I was terrified of taking something the wrong way and getting trapped in a situation where the girl would actually not have been flirting. The core tenet of my life. It's not the rejection, it's being labeled that guy. r/Reddit, man who works at daycare are pedophiles every year. There are people who complain I work there. Meanwhile the women working at daycare aren't even watched, and get away with casual child abuse. I knew one colleague who drinks alcohol on work. Last time I reported, I got a warning about snitch on colleague isn't accepted. That is when I went to a other daycare. I hope you reported it to the appropriate authorities, too. r/Reddit. That we cannot parent as well as a woman. That we need a random woman to come hold a man's child because they're crying. That we are babysitting when our spouse isn't with our babies. Yeah, this stereotype is so damn dumb. I mean, I changed thousands of diapers and it never bothered me once. I was perfectly capable of dressing my kids. I know how to open a jar of baby food. I wash and hang my kids' school uniforms. I'm not looking for a prize, but I'm also not looking to be treated like I'm an idiot. I'm a nurse, and before that I was a nurse's aide working in a nursing home changing adult diapers every day. One day I was at a restaurant holding my daughter when I realized that she had a dirty diaper. I handed her to my wife so I could extricate myself from the booth, when a woman at the next table made that disapproving CCH noise and said, "Typical." I stood up, took my daughter back along with the diaper bag, turned to this woman and said, "Please, lady. I'm a nurse. I've changed the diapers of people bigger than you." And I went off to the bathroom. Even so many men's restrooms don't even have baby changing tables. I had that issue once with my son P. Rolly 5 years ago or so. I wound up walking into the women's room after knocking to see if it were empty, to use the changing table. Had one lady call me out for it when she walked in on us. When I explained the situation, she apologized and stayed by the door to let any other women who may have came and know what was up. Then, she went to management to tell them we need one in the men's room. It was super nice of her to try to help once she realized how men have it in some restrooms. Okay, I hate people slightly less than I did a minute ago now. r/Reddit. Men think about S every X amount of seconds. I'm a grown man with a life. I have more to think about than just S. Agreed. I also just thought about S. Yeah, my S thought budget for the day has been expended. No more for me today, no siree. r/Reddit. It's getting better now, but back in the day basically every guy on TV was a sports-obsessed, car/motorcycle loving, beer-swilling moron who couldn't function without his wife to look after him and the kids. My wife went away last week for work, and I'll have you know that only half my kids got eaten by wolves. You did your best, man. Wolves always hunting packs, so you were probably outnumbered. Plot twist, he only has one kid. Well, half of one now. r/Reddit. That dads are dopey morons barely capable of caring for themselves, let alone their kids. My GF of almost 9 years made a joke like this in front of her friends after we started living together. The first time I let it slide, because I wasn't sure what she meant. I asked in private, and she didn't know. She just said it. The second time I stopped and said, "Who's the one that goes grocery shopping for healthy meal preps that you end up wasting? Who does 90% of the cooking? When was the last time you cleaned the counter, let alone the toilet?" She's never brought it up since. I've met dudes that complain about this, but then use it as an excuse to be lazy. If I did that, we'd be living in filth. And I just don't have that in me. Been married for years, my wife complained I didn't do enough. I told her I did plenty. She insisted. A parlay was struck. For 2 weeks I did nothing. This was easy since I'm home, and awake, maybe 4 hours a day. By the end of it, the sink was overflowing, the trash was piled high, the floors were disgusting, the laundry was backed up, and all the other fix-it tasks were completely fucked. She hasn't said a word since. My trick, clean up as you go. If you're the last to use it up, or fill it up, then take care of it. Years of taking care of a woodshop translates well to housekeeping. r/Reddit. Daughter to a single dad here. There was this myth I discovered when I was young. It's something almost all my female friends were told, but thankfully not me. The myth is the belief that there are such things as girl business where only your mom or other older females in the family should help you with. As the only girl in the house growing up, my dad helped me understand and deal with a great many girl business problems. Meanwhile, all my friends had their moms to handle it for them. When my friends found out my dad was sort of in charge of handling those with me, they were shocked. They asked me why I didn't have an aunt or grandma to help instead. Well, my aunts all live at least 10 hours away and grandma is even further. I began to realize over the years that there might actually be negative side effects to this girl's only way of thinking. Sure, Having another female assist you with those issues might be less awkward and embarrassing, but there's already an inherent awkwardness and embarrassment associated with it. Learning to overcome the embarrassment is part of growing up and accepting your body. Furthermore, I have since grown up and began studying psychology, and done some research into this further for my studies. I'd have to do a more in-depth and wide-reaching survey and analysis to come to findings I'd be comfortable with being peer-reviewed, but I have a theory that the girls-only mentality causes relationship issues later in life. Young girls grow up thinking that there are some aspects of womanhood men not only don't understand but can't understand. It makes them not only less trusting of male partners, but also keeps them from seeing men as equals when it comes to parenting. Sure, if you're a mom of a young girl, there's no reason for you to not continue helping her with all the complex feminine issues she's going through. Just be careful not to make her think her dad doesn't empathize or understand too. Don't make him this distant third party who will never get it, or someone who should not be involved because he has a penis. That's the same toxic female attitude that causes soccer moms to call the cops on a dad when he takes his daughter to the park to play. Men can parent too, and they're surprisingly good at raising young girls on their own. Edit number 1, thank you to the guys who have sent PMs to say thanks, and to the few who asked for some advice. I wish you the best of luck. Thanks for the gold. Edit number 2, thanks to everyone for the awards. I am shocked at how big this has become since I posted it. I will reply to all the award givers in time, but I'm in my phone right now. Thank you again. Adds to the myth that all men are grossed out by menstruation and even the mention of it will send us scurrying. I shared a bathroom with my sister growing up. And I'm a scientist, I think I'll be okay. Also, growing up with it being normal lets us help out when needed. As a college TA, I always had a few things on hand when teaching long lab classes, including hairties and tampons. r/Reddit. That we're all not interested in or incapable of being involved in the planning of our weddings. I cannot tell you how many comments like "Remember, it's her day, not yours," I received during the 2-year lead up to our wedding. I'm not going to lie to you and say I'd been looking forward to getting married since I was 12 or something, but I took an active interest together with my wife in the planning of our wedding. It's not my day, it's hers? Fuck that. It was our day. We planned it together. Her vision definitely brought it all together, and she did a fucking astounding job, but she didn't just make decisions on her own. We talked together about and worked together on every single thing involved in the event, and we were both ecstatic with how it turned out. It turned out beautifully. I try not to toot my own horn very often, but I never thought the best party I'd ever go to would end up being my own. My own parents, who are in an incredible, cooperative, supportive, happy married relationship, and are the best parents I could have possibly asked for the record, gave me grief about this sort of thing when I was telling them that if/when I get married, I want a smaller, not exorbitantly expensive wedding. They both, especially my dad, insisted that my hypothetical fiancé would be the one calling all the shots. Now that I type it out, I have to wonder if that's them perpetuating the stereotype or calling me spineless. Smaller is the way to go. The current wedding industry is fucking predatory with the amount of money they expect a relatively new couple to spend on what is ultimately a glorified party. Financial issues are a prime reason why people get divorced, and what does our society do? Immediately saddle the new couple with a huge financial burden because it's expected. F that she, r/Reddit. Get too close to a child and you are automatically branded a pedophile. I work as low-tier manager in toy store, and even though I have company t-shirt and name tag, people still ask me if I work there. People still look at me weird when I am going around the store doing whatever. It's sometimes hard to ignore. I just hope people will understand that working at my dream job doesn't mean I want to do stuff to their kids. It hurts sometimes. Edit. Thanks so much for all the comments and my first silver. If I don't answer immediately, I am sorry, but sleep calls and I got work tomorrow. Have a great day, Redditors. I want to wish you all Merry Christmas, and as someone who works in toy store, piece of advice: buy toys now, give it few weeks and everything popular will be gone. Much love. Edit 2. Sorry for formatting, I am using a phone, but holy cow, what the heck, 8 awards, that's amazing, and over 20k up votes. You guys are amazing. Much love. I used to eat my lunch at a local lake that has a park next to it. I would park facing the lake with the park behind me. I just sat in my car, listened to podcasts and ate my lunch. One day a lady called the cops on me for being suspicious, said she was afraid for her children's safety. Luckily the cop was cool and told the lady I was free to eat there since it was a public place, but I didn't really want to risk getting a not cool cop in the future. So goodbye calming lake, hello depressing parking lot. Edit, I appreciate the support. I'm going to go ahead and start going again. I shouldn't really have let one incident over several years of eating there deter me, but it just made me really anxious. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.